life, real-world experiences are a valuable part of a student's education, helping them learn their strengths, what inspires them, and ultimately guide them toward a career. And what better way to do that than to help students see new cities, join community service projects, and meet professionals in the field. That's the mission for our next guest, CEO and founder of the Student Stakeholder, Anthony King. Welcome, Anthony.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here to talk about this remarkable endeavor that you started. Tell us more about what the Student Stakeholder is all about.
Yeah, so the Student Stakeholder is to, one, bring awareness that students are stakeholders within education and their learning, and it's also where exposure leads to expansion.
Okay, so you have been in the education field for some time. You've been a principal, assistant principal, coach, and now you are an advocate for students to be empowered in their own education. How do you do that?
Yes. So I spent 12 years in traditional education, 5 years as a math teacher, 7 years as an administrator. And throughout my experiences and within education, especially when I led within uncharted territories with COVID and the pandemic, I began to be pulled further and further away from the student. So ultimately decided to take a leap to create the Student Stakeholder, to again bring awareness that students are stakeholders within their education, right? But also wanting to create opportunities to expose students to the variety of pathways that exist, college, career, and beyond.
And part of how you do that is you take them on these experiences outside of Columbus. You get them out of their comfort zone and introduce them to some real-world experiences. Atlanta, DC, Cincy, take them to professional games where they have to interact. And I have to tell you, I know some teenagers, and communicating with adults isn't always the easiest thing for them. So this helps them get some experience with that, doesn't it?
It sure does. It sure does. So we just wrapped up our 10th experience. So as you mentioned, we plan local experiences and also national experiences. So they all consist of community service, career exploration, college visits, and also, as you mentioned, we do professional sports outings. So every city that we've gone to, we've done NBA, NFL, MLB, and we also did a local experience here last month where we also did NHL with the Columbus Blue Jackets.
How have you seen these experiences and these community projects they get involved in? How do you see them change the students' confidence, sense of responsibility?
Yes, so it's amazing the impact that it has on the students. One, the students are already ready, right? They are ready to pursue these different pathways, and they're ready to be in another city. They just may not know what exists, whether that be career opportunities, internship opportunities, what programs and initiatives may exist at different programs or universities in these different cities. So they're ready, but it's also amazing for them to see them on these campuses or during these career panels, et cetera, be a little uncomfortable, which is great because that also means that they're growing and learning, but ultimately being able to see their learning through those experiences also supports myself, the adults, in identifying how we best need to meet the needs of our students as well.
Are you able to pinpoint a moment and describe a moment when you have seen a breakthrough with one of your students?
Yeah, so there's too many to count. But the great thing is, like, up to this point, we, as I mentioned, just wrapped up our 10th experience. I now have students that have gone on 3 or 4 of those experiences, which also just speaks to them being hungry for the opportunities and the learning. But then ultimately, too, now being able to see some of our students that have attended these trips while they were in high school, now actually being on these college campuses, right? And we were able to visit, they are then able to connect with the students that are in high school and speak to them as far as how the program supported them, but then also how they're also doing and thriving where they currently are as well.
And the experiences are just a part of what you do at the Student Stakeholder. You also offer consulting for education and youth organizations, also speaking engagements. Yes. Share more.
Yes. So our consulting services is to help support schools and youth organizations with truly just utilizing students within the decision-making process, right? helping the adults get out of the way and developing as leaders through that. And then we also offer the public experiences where it's open to any high school age students, locally and national experiences. We also can tailor experiences specifically to schools or youth organizations. Those are our private experiences. And then also support schools or youth organizations with involving students in the decision-making process to inform us what curated experiences that they would like to take part of as well. So that may consist of youth conferences, speaking engagements, student-led panels, etc.
For our friends watching who have more questions about what you can offer, where can they go for more information?
Yeah, so we can be found at thestudentstakeholder.com. We also, all of our social media, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok is at the Student Stakeholder.
Okay, we've got the information on the screen now. Anthony, thank you for being here and all you do for local students.
Thank you for having me.